so much for having me today. For those who I haven't met yet, my name is Pepita, and I'm a graduating fourth-year medical student at the Brown Medical School. I'm also on the National Board of Directors of Medical Students for Choice and a representative of the National Asian Pacific Women's Forum. As a future OBGYN, I am also representing the interests of both the patients that I see currently and my future patients as well. Today I want to speak with you about House Bill 5158. As a women's healthcare provider and an Asian American woman myself, I strongly oppose House Bill 5158. Sex-selective abortion bans, such as the bill proposed today, rely on racist and sexist stereotypes about Asian American families. These bills also single out abortion as a method of sex selection. There are many procedures within the world of OBGYN, such as sperm sorting and in vitro fertilization, that allow patients to choose the sex of their offspring. Yet none of the bills proposed today focus on these, they solely focus on abortion. Sex-selective abortion bills may also be introduced under the premise of promoting gender equality, but in reality they are just ways to further limit reproductive health care and limit women's access to safe abortions. These bills are also founded on false stereotypes about Asian Americans, which assume that we are more likely to have sex-selective abortions based on a preference for male children. These stereotypes are offensive and unfounded. And recent data actually shows that Asian Americans have been giving birth to more girls than white Americans. Asian American and Pacific Islander women already face many hurdles to get the health care that they need, including language and financial barriers. Bills like this will only create additional barriers for them to access abortion and can result in many being denied the reproductive health care that they may want and need. Sex-selective abortion bans are not only discriminatory, their main priority is to limit women's access to safe abortion and reproductive care. Sex-selective abortion bans are also not an answer to gender inequality and have not been shown to be effective in addressing the issues of differing sex ratios at birth. So for example, there was a study out of the University of Chicago that measured sex ratios at birth, so the proportion of girls and the proportion of boys that were born, both 5 years before and 5 years after sex-selective abortion bans were put into effect in Illinois and Pennsylvania. And they found that there were no changes in the ratios of boys to girls in these states after these laws were passed. By banning abortions, however, these bills will only be detrimental to women's rights. As history has shown us time and time again, and as many of our testifiers today have talked about, when women are unable to go to their doctors for their abortions, we don't see fewer abortions, we see more unsafe and self-induced ones. And these are already happening around the country in states where we have such limited access to abortion. This reality will be even more true for marginalized groups of women, such as the low-income immigrant populations that this bill is targeting and will affect the most. Instead of attacking women's reproductive health care, we should be focusing on policies that promote equality for women, such as improved maternity leave, access to equal pay, and anti-domestic violence legislation. As a future doctor, the barrier that this law will put up between doctors and their patients is also dangerous and concerning to me. Laws like this will create a culture of distrust between doctors and their patients, and will put physicians in a dangerous position of having to judge women's reasons for wanting an abortion. Women need to have freedom in their reproductive decision-making and support for the choices they make with their doctors as the ones that are best for themselves and their families. Thank you for your time today, and I'm happy to take any questions.